It was an unprecedented face-off between Rahul Gandhi and the Prime Minister in Parliament today. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story. What was meant to be, what was meant to be a regular debate that was meant to be about responding to what we had heard from the president turned into something quite different. Armed with a copy of the Constitution and posters that depicted different religions, Lord Shiva, Guru Nanak Ji, Jesus Christ, Rahul Gandhi lit into the BJP and ended his speech by at one point saying to the BJP, Aap Hindu nahi ho. The BJP was outraged. Twice the Prime Minister stood to his feet to interject and rebut Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi carried on. He said Narendra Modi does not equal the Hindu community, as the BJP accused him of having insulted all Hindus. At the core of Rahul Gandhi's argument was this: Hinduism is a religion that stands for ahimsa, non-violence. He accused the BJP of spreading 24/7 nafrat, hatred, and promoting a culture of violence. Rahul Gandhi has clearly, in a sense, displayed his newfound confidence, his first major speech after taking on the role of leader of opposition. But by taking on the issue of religion, something that he avoided or at least did not confront so frontally in the campaign, has he pushed the BJP on the defensive or has he taken a huge political risk? Let's introduce our guests on the program today. Joining us is Shahid Siddiqui. Shahid Siddiqui moments ago praised Rahul Gandhi's speech as being one of the strongest speeches he's heard from a leader of opposition in recent memory. Welcome to the program, Shahid bhai. Dilip Cherian is here with us. Dilip Cherian is the master of communication. How did Rahul Gandhi rate? Was the risk worth it? Because there is a risk inherent in what Mr. Gandhi just did. How will it play out? We'll find out from Dilip in just a moment. We're also joined by Rahul Eshwar. Rahul Eshwar is a fan of the Prime Minister, but has always asked for reconciliation between all religious communities. How did he see Rahul Gandhi's speech? We'll find out. Ashwani Shahi, leader of the BJP, is with us. Namaskar, Ashwani ji. And also joining us on the program is Bhavya Narasimhamurthy. She's a leader and spokesperson of the Congress Party. Welcome to the program. Let me actually get started because I think it will put things into context by playing out for you what Rahul Gandhi said when he said, Aap Hindu nahi ho to the BJP. Take a look.
हिंदुस्तान के इतिहास में 3 फाउंडेशनल आइडियाज हैं। मोदी जी ने अपने भाषण में एक दिन कहा कि हिंदुस्तान ने किसी पर आक्रमण नहीं किया। उसका कारण है क्योंकि यह देश अहिंसा का देश है। यह देश डर का देश नहीं है। तो हमारे सारे के सारे महापुरुषों ने अहिंसा की बात की, डर मिटाने की बात की। डरो मत, डराओ मत, डरो मत, डराओ मत। और दूसरी तरफ शिव जी कहते हैं डरो मत, डराओ मत, अभय मुद्रा दिखाते हैं, अहिंसा की बात करते हैं, त्रिशूल को जमीन में गाड़ देते हैं। और जो लोग अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो 24 घंटा हिंसा हिंसा हिंसा, नफरत नफरत नफरत, असत्य सत्य असत्य। आप हिंदू हो ही नहीं।
So Rahul Gandhi is saying to the BJP, to the Prime Minister, and we'll play out his reaction in a moment, Aap Hindu ho hi nahi. Before I get the two politicians, I want to see how people outside of political roles actually looked at this speech. Dilip Cherian, I'll start with you. High risk. Will the risk pay off? And I'll tell you why I'm calling it high risk, because the opposition has been defensive about playing on the BJP's terms. In fact, the one thing that all opposition leaders would tell you during the campaign is we're here to talk about jobs, we're here to talk about prices, we're here to talk about Agniveer, inflation. We don't want to get involved in a religious debate with the BJP. That's playing on their terms. Today, Rahul Gandhi played on the BJP's terms, took on the Prime Minister on his own turf. That's what made it interesting. That's also what made it risky. What did you make of it?
In image terms, Barkha, the risk is much lower at this point of time. You're talking of a post-election scenario. The numbers are set virtually in stone unless defections are engineered. The fact is that you have an opposition that is seeking to find a voice. The fact is that everybody in the opposition knows that what has succeeded, like nothing else, has been the appeal to religion. Therefore, Rahul Gandhi understood that at this point of time, rather than at any point of time on the hustings or on his marches, this is a point in time when he can raise this issue. Also, please understand that the real danger that I think he has actually walked into is that he has set the bar very high now. This is a really high bar that he has set. Now, to maintain this will require equal effort by every opposition leader to make sure that they have a mixture, the right mixture of content, of emotion, as well as are able to press the right buttons to ensure that they get their viewpoint across and that everybody who's watching, which is the audience that matters to them, also gets the message that no turf is exclusive now. No religious turf excludes any party. That, I think, is the big point, and I think that is where the Akhileshas, the every other party, the Ovaisis, all of them will try and also play, because remember there are multiple religious turfs to play on.
But that means the rules of the game have changed, because not so long ago, if you tried to ask Akhilesh about religion, I mean, I remember one campaign where he said, "Humse ganna ki baat kariye, jinnah ki nahi." Because the idea was keep it focused on economics, on livelihood. Don't wade into issues of religion. Have the rules of the game changed after this speech, Dilip?
To, because the elections are over. The point I'm making is that it is a trigger happy leader who will try and play this card during elections. This card can't be played by most parties effectively during elections. The BJP has, in a sense, successfully monopolized this card as an election card. Rahul and people like that have always said that this is not to be weaponized, but the fact is that it has been. And I think if it has to be taken back, Parliament and the initial months of Parliament are when it is best done.
Okay. The BJP clearly doesn't share your point of view, Dilip Cherian. There have been many reactions pouring in from BJP leaders, a press conference held moments ago. But let's play out for you what Home Minister Amit Shah had to say. He believes Rahul Gandhi owes an apology to the BJP and the Prime Minister. Take a look.
शोर शराबा कर इतने बड़े वाकया को छिपाया नहीं जा सकता। विपक्ष के नेताजी ने कैटेगोरिकली कहा है कि जो अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो हिंसा करते हैं। मैं फिर से रिपीट करना चाहता हूं, उनका वाक्य था, जो अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो हिंसा की बात करते हैं, हिंसा करते हैं। मान्यवर, इस देश में शायद इनको मालूम नहीं है, करोड़ों लोग अपने आप को गर्व से हिंदू कहते हैं, गर्व से हिंदू कहते हैं। क्या वो सभी लोग हिंसा की बात करते हैं, हिंसा करते हैं? हिंसा की भावना को किसी धर्म के साथ जोड़ना, और ये सदन में और संवैधानिक पद पर बैठे हुए व्यक्ति ने, मैं मानता हूं मान्यवर, उन्होंने इसकी माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
Okay, let me bring in Bhavya at this point. Bhavya, what explains the change of strategy? Because there is a change of strategy. The Congress that was steering clear of this, the BJP had managed to shift politics center right to the extent that even the Congress didn't give a number of Muslims, as many Muslims tickets, for example, as it did previous times. There was a kind of defensiveness when it came to issues of religion. What changed? What is Rahul Gandhi hoping to achieve by his speech today?
As a leader of opposition, our leader, Rahul Gandhi, just reiterated the statement made by the people of India through 2024 election results. As simple as that. He just showed a mirror to Mr. Modi, to BJP and RSS that they do not represent Hindu Samaj. As simple as that. Because they are totally away from the truth and non-violence. And Hindu religion, Rahul Gandhi understands it better. We as Hindus are always for truth and non-violence. First thing. And then, them asking him to apologize and all of this, it's only because he literally destroyed their 10 years, they spent 10 years building a narrative that they are the saviors of Hindu religion. He just destroyed it in one statement. And the people of India are today with us. They literally showed a mirror to BJP. It was just reiterated. And this was his first speech as an opposition leader. And it was important that he becomes the voice of this country against the regime which was totally authoritarian in the previous regime, for the past 10 years. It is important that Rahul Gandhi shows them the mirror, and this is not going to stop. This is just the beginning.
This is not going to stop. This is just the beginning. I'll get Ashwani ji of the BJP to respond in a moment. But one of the things that Bhavya mentioned was that the core message of Rahul Gandhi's speech was to say to the BJP, you have no unilateral ownership of this space. This space doesn't belong to you. One of the most dramatic moments in the debate today came in a brief collision between Rahul Gandhi and the Prime Minister. Take a look and I'll come to Ashwani Shahi right after that.
हिंदुस्तान के इतिहास में 3 फाउंडेशनल आइडियाज हैं.
No, not
मोदी
this
जी ने अपने
statement.
भाषण में
Can we come out and play the face-off between Rahul and the Prime
बहुत
Minister?
गंभीर
Can we
है.
come out of this?
पूरे हिंदू समाज को हिंसक कहना ये गंभीर विषय है.
बीजेपी को आपको नहीं, नरेंद्र मोदी जी पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है, बीजेपी पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है, आरएसएस पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है.
So the Prime Minister says कि आपने हिंदू समाज की इंसल्ट की है, अश्विनी जी, और राहुल गांधी कहते हैं कि नहीं, आप मोदी जी, आरएसएस हिंदू समाज नहीं है. हमने आपके बारे में कुछ कहा है, हमने हिंदू समाज के बारे में नहीं कुछ कहा. आप हिंदू समाज इक्वल्स मोदी, हिंदू समाज इक्वल्स बीजेपी अब नहीं कह सकते. आप क्या कहेंगे?
बरखा जी, देखिए, आज पहला भाषण था एक संवैधानिक पद पर बैठे हुए एक कुछ दिन पहले के अपरिपक्व बालक का. अब वो कम से कम संवैधानिक पद पर बैठे हैं. अब सदन में वो सोते नहीं, अब जिम्मेदारी उनको मिल चुकी है. तो जनता ने, हिंदुस्तान की जनता ने सोचा था कि एक बेहतर आज भाषण सुनने को मिलेगा. उन्होंने जो पहली लाइन कहा, आपने जो सुनाया, उसके पहले उन्होंने कहा कि वो जो अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो हिंसक हैं, उनका प्रवृत्ति हिंसा है. वो जो हिंदू कहते हैं, 80% लोग हिंदू कहते हैं, हिंदुस्तान की जनता 80% लोग, हमें गर्व है कि हम हिंदू हैं. लेकिन इनकी गलती नहीं है, गलती इनके परिपाटी की है, इनके परिवार की है. चूंकि आज एक परिपाटी चली है, जो हिंदू नहीं है वो हिंदू को समझाएगा. आप कोई यहाँ बैठा हुआ बता दे कि राहुल गांधी हिंदू हैं, किस पेट से जन्मे हैं, हिंदू के पेट से या कहाँ के? वो बनने के लिए हिंदू कह सकते हैं. जो शिवलिंग पर जल चढ़ाना नहीं जानता, रुद्राभिषेक करना नहीं जानता, जो वहां पर जो है उज्जैन मंदिर में जाता है तो कश्यप गोत्र हो जाता है, ब्रह्मा जी के मंदिर में उनका दत्तात्रेय गोत्र होता है, जिनको अपना वर्णशंकर परिवार पता नहीं है, वो हिंदू की परिभाषा समझाएंगे. अरे अच्छा होता कि जो नियम कानून के हिसाब से एक बार आज ही की घटना है, और मैं शाहिद भाई मुस्कुरा रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं कहना चाहूंगा शाहिद भाई उस सभा में रह चुके हैं जहां खड़गे साहब ने भी आज कुछ कहा है और उन्होंने माफी मांगी है। तो राहुल गांधी जी को भी मांगने में कोई बुराई नहीं थी हिंदू समाज से। बाद में उस बात को घुमा दिया उन्होंने इधर, लेकिन आज उन्होंने अभय मुद्रा दिखाया। अभय मुद्रा हिंदू की भाई चलिए प्रतिमा है, शिव जी के लिए थे। उन्होंने जो है सिखों की भी गुरु नानक साहब का प्रतिमा लिया था, जीसस का भी लिया था, लेकिन मुस्लिम में तो मूर्ति होती नहीं है, वहां अभय मुद्रा कहां से दिखाई दे गई उनको? ये कौन सा ब्रह्म ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ उनको कि मुस्लिम में भी अभय मुद्रा आ गई उनके साथ? तो ये राहुल गांधी जी की अपरिपक्व बालक की तरह आज भी देश को उन्होंने आज बहुत ही निराशाजनक उनका भाषण था, और जो निराश किया देश को। आज अभी हमारी कांग्रेस की प्रवक्ता कह रही है, कांग्रेस की
आपको अच्छा एक सवाल मेरा, फिर आप बोलेगा। कांग्रेस की प्रवक्ता ने जो कहा कि आपको सबसे ज्यादा डिसअपॉइंटमेंट, निराशा किस बात से हुई उनके भाषण में?
देखिए, लाइन से, किस भाषण से नहीं हुआ। आज किस चीज पर बहस थी? महामहिम राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण पर धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव था, स्पष्ट रूप से यही सब्जेक्ट था। लेकिन कोई भी हमारे विद्वान प्रवक्ता और आपके समेत मैं पूछना चाहता हूं कि राहुल गांधी जी ने एक लाइन भी ये बोला कि मैं आज यहां महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण पर धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव के लिए प्रस्तुत हुआ हूं, या महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी का नाम लिया हो उन्होंने, कुछ कहा उन्होंने? तो इससे ज्यादा कहीं भी निराशाजनक चीजें नहीं हो सकती कि जिस विषय पर आप आए। दूसरा, उन्होंने अग्निवीर का मुद्दा उठाया, मुद्दा जरूरी है, सदन में उठाना चाहिए, और मुझे जो अच्छी चीज लगी वो भी बताऊंगा अभी। लेकिन अग्निवीर पर उन्होंने जो झूठ बोला, माननीय राजनाथ सिंह जी ने उनको कहा कि जो शहीद हुआ था उस बंदे को 1 करोड़ रुपए दिया गया, और राहुल गांधी जी से सदन साक्ष्य, हम तो अपील करेंगे कि सभापति जी इनसे साक्ष्य मांगे, क्योंकि राहुल गांधी जी ने अगर सदन में बात कहा है, सदन में कही गई बात गीता और कुरान की तरह सत्य होनी चाहिए, तो साक्ष्य उनको प्रस्तुत करना चाहिए। अच्छी बात क्या हुई आज? देखिए, बहुत दिनों से सदन का हम लोग चलना देख रहे हैं, दोनों तरफ से हल्ला हंगामा होता है। आज बड़ा मजा आया कि सत्ता पक्ष से भी, विपक्ष से भी, और माननीय सभापति जी भी नियम कानून की बात करते हुए दिखे। ये बहुत एक अच्छा साइन था, जिसकी मैं सराहना करता हूं। कम से कम विपक्ष को नियमों का तो कम से कम ज्ञान हुआ। तो विपक्ष के बड़े वरिष्ठ लोगों से मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि माननीय राहुल गांधी जी जो पहली बार संवैधानिक पद पर हैं, अभी तक तो वो सदन का बिल फाड़ दिया करते थे, संवैधानिक पद पर हैं, उनको इन नियमों के बारे में जानकारी देने का काम किया जाए। इनको जो आज कहा है ना माननीय गृह मंत्री जी ने, ट्यूशन दिया जाए, तो सोनिया जी उनको ट्यूशन दिलवाएं, उसके बाद वो सदन में विपक्ष के नेता लायक होंगे, फिर आए वो।
ओके, तो हमने बीजेपी और कांग्रेस प्रवक्ता की बात यहां सुन ली। वी हर्ड फ्रॉम बोथ द बीजेपी एंड द कांग्रेस स्पोक्सपर्सन। लेट्स ब्रिंग शाहिद एंड राहुल इन बिफोर वी कम बैक टू दिलीप। Shahid bhai, I know that you have already complimented Mr. Gandhi. Just to be clear, he did show images of several gods, but of course the prophet cannot be visually depicted. So in fact, we have those pictures. When he talks about Islam, he holds up the image of 2 people with their hands raised in prayer. So I just wanted to make that technical clarification. Shahid bhai, what has changed in politics? Because abhi tak dharm ko lekar the opposition was totally defensive, and it has reflected in the positions they've been willing to take or not take when it comes to bulldozers, lynching, religious minorities. They have also been doing temple runs and shown a very visible manifestation of their own faith to try and play on the BJP's turf. This speech, is it going to help the opposition, hurt it? Neither?
Barkha, I'll make 2 points. The first is that it was not Rahul Gandhi who was speaking on hatred, on religion, on taking on religious issues and hatred. It was the people of this country who spoke, because people of this country spoke by their vote, that those who are talking of Mangal Sutra, those who are talking of machli, those who are talking of meat, this, etc., of hatred, they were defeated, especially in areas where these issues were raised in a very, very, strong way. So Rahul Gandhi has got the strength today to speak out his mind and his heart, then it is because of the people of this country have told him that you have to speak out. If you don't, then what is the use of voting parties like yours? It's not. I'm not talking just of Congress. I'm talking of all the secular parties. I'm part of the Samajwadi Party, and People have voted in Uttar Pradesh because people did not like the way BJP went around with the issues during the election. This is the one issue. The second issue I'll take is that I have met, Bhagwat ji many times, and I want to build bridges between RSS and different communities, especially Muslims. And Bhagwat ji told us that, look, we do not represent Hindus, all Hindus. We represent only a small section of Hindus. There are other groups, other organizations. So to expect us to speak for Hindus is not correct. That's what Bhagwat ji told me. And I agree with that, because no party, as a Muslim, I've always condemned ISSI, and I've said they do not represent Muslim Islam. They are enemies of Islam. They themselves call themselves the greatest of Muslims, the ISS or Al-Aqsa or other such organizations. They have all the symbols of Islam. I don't have any symbol of Islam. I don't carry it. I don't carry my religion on my sleeve. But at the same time, I have every right to condemn them and to say they do not represent. They are not real Muslims. They are insulting Islam.
But can I ask you something?
Yeah,
Can
please.
I ask you something? I'm glad you reminded us that you were part of the Muslim delegation that met with the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, and Bhagwat ji told you that the RSS doesn't represent all Hindus. Do you think, from a politics point of view and not an ideological point of view, at a time when there are reports of a possible rift between the RSS and Modi, was it smart politically of Rahul to target the RSS, which he did in his speech?
No, you see, everything is not about political smartness. I'm sorry, in this country, we have been showing a lot of political smartness, and the media always expects us to be very smart, not to speak out of our heart and mind with sincerity. If somebody speaks, I respect Rahul Gandhi. He may lose elections. He may not become the prime minister. I'm not sure. But if he is speaking out, I respect him. I respect him because he stood his ground all through the defeats. I was one of those who wrote in my paper, I called him a pappu, and the Congress was extremely angry with me. This was about 20 years back. But I have realized that the man has come out and is now representing India, Indian sentiments, the sentiments of Indian people. And India is not just one area. India is so diverse. India is so beautiful. India is so full of ideas. Speak out. Everything is not about power. Everything is not coming to power. This country will remain, the society will remain if we rise above these small matters. So if Rahul Gandhi loses because of that, I don't care. I want my leader Akhilesh Yadav to do the same and speak out. They were afraid to mention the name Muslim. Why are you afraid of talking? Muslims are part of this country. And again, I'll say, Bhagwat ji told us that we cannot push Muslims into the sea. We have to accept that Muslims are part of this country and Muslims are Hindus. He has been saying again and again and again that Muslims are Hindus because Hinduism is so vyapak, and Rahul will talk about it. They is so vyapak that everything, even a Nastik is a Hindu. So to say that he is insulting all Hindus by interpreting Hinduism in a particular way is not correct.
I think Ashwani ji has a brief interjection, but you make a very important point that you feel that Rahul has returned in a way to the ideological center of what the opposition should stand for, the defensiveness.
I meant this Rahul, not the other Rahul.
You mean Rahul Gandhi and not our friend Rahul?
I want this Rahul to he knows Hinduism much better than me, and Hinduism so vyapak. And Hindu includes everything. And I'm a Hindu. I've always said culturally, I am a Hindu. I may have a faith in my faith, and Hinduism allows my faith also to be there. जहाँ 33 करोड़ भगवान है, वहाँ पर मेरा भगवान भी है भाई.
But शायद भाई, आज आप कह रहे हैं मैं कल्चरली हिंदू हूँ, लेकिन जब मोहन भागवत ने कहा कि सभी हिंदू हैं, that comment was not accepted by all.
No. I can show you my tweets. I have tweeted again and again when Bhagwat ji made this comment that all Hindus. There was a tweet by me where I said culturally I am a Hindu, nationally politically I am a liberal, nationally I am an Indian, and by faith I am a Muslim. This is a tweet available on the Google. You can check.
Okay. Ashwani ji, Rahul has to speak, पर आपकी brief interjection अगर हो तो please बोलिए, Ashwani ji.
मैं एक बात, शाहिद भाई ने इतनी बातें कही, मैं सिर्फ दो चीजें कहता हूं बरखा जी. राहुल गांधी जी ने अगर जानबूझकर हिंदुओं का इंसर्ट नहीं किया, देखिए वो तो कहने के बाद जब हल्ला हुआ तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप हिंदू नहीं हो ना हिंदू के ठेकेदार हैं. लेकिन बात तो उनके मुंह से निकली थी कि जो अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो हिंसक होते हैं। क्या राहुल गांधी जी यही बात कह सकते हैं कि जितने मुस्लिम लोग हैं वो आतंकवादी हैं? है हिम्मत उनके अंदर? नहीं है, क्योंकि हिंदुओं को टारगेट किया गया साउथ से, राहुल गांधी का कोई जवाब नहीं आया। हिंदुओं को टारगेट किया गया सलमान खुर्शीद जी के द्वारा, बोको हराम, और उससे राहुल गांधी जी कहीं कुछ नहीं किए। हिंदू को टारगेट किया गया सैफरन टेररिज्म से, राहुल जो क्या नाम है दिग्विजय सिंह के द्वारा, राहुल गांधी जी का कहीं कोई वो नहीं आया। इसका मतलब कांग्रेस परिवार और राहुल गांधी जी को नफरत है हिंदू और हिंदुत्व से, तभी वो हिंदुत्व और हिंदू को अलग अलग करते हैं।
Okay.
वो कभी नहीं कह सकते हैं कि जो मुस्लिम है वो आतंकवादी है।
Okay, I will let Bhavya respond to that, but Rahul Eshwar, do go ahead. But just to be accurate and factual, what Rahul Gandhi argued, Rahul Eshwar, was that Hinduism stands for non-violence. All religions have a spirit of courage at their heart. Those who seek to divide people in the name of Hinduism are not true Hindus. This is actually factually what he said. He did not say all Hindus are violent. Ashwani ji, sorry, with respect, मुझे थोड़ा सा फैक्ट चेक यहाँ पे फैक्चुअली रहना पड़ेगा. But did he take a risk? As a fan of the Prime Minister, what did you think of Rahul Gandhi's speech, Rahul Eshwar? Hang on, I can't hear you. Can we unmute Rahul Eshwar?
Barkha ji, two submissions. First of all, as an admirer of Modi ji, I really like Sri Rahul Gandhi's performance. We are again pivoting to the ideological center. On one side, there is Nehruvian secularism, and on the other side, there is Veera Savarkar's Hindutva. In the middle, there is Gandhiji's soft Hinduism. You can call it in different names, but that center ground is being reclaimed by both parties. That is something that is, of utmost happiness, because Modi ji also tries to take a center-right Gandhian line many times. That's a very acceptable thing. So, and Rahul Gandhi's performance is, was really good, and Prime Minister rising to occasions to counter it is also significant. There will be political ramifications for it. But right now, if the entire thing is very sincere, I would like to bowl a bouncer to Bhavya ji, especially in this context. Rahul Gandhi says nafrat is everywhere. So I hope Bhavya ji in this show of Barkha Dutt will condemn Udayanidhi Stalin, who said Sanatana Hindu Dharma is dengue, malaria, and AIDS, and it needs to be eradicated. We have all heard that. So
I was going to. It's a fair question, and I was going to raise it actually in my next round of questions, and we'll come to Udayanidhi Stalin, because at that time it was the comments were disassociated from by the allies. But what did you think of Rahul Gandhi's comments?
I think he's trying to walk back to that particular center from Nehruvian secularism. He's going back to the Gandhian space of secularism, where it is more of harmony and pluralism. This is a very important ideological change, because showing Shiva's photo, showing Christ, showing that holy hand of the Islamic features, this is going back to the Gandhian age. It's a policy shift, because unfortunately or fortunately, Congress for the past good time of 70 years was following Nehruvian secularism, not even Gandhian secularism. A kind of rejection, a kind of saying religion is all private, religion should be relegated to the individual sphere, whereas right now a public religiosity should be there, and it should be welcome. There is nothing wrong in it. Right now there can be a good competition for Hindu votes. I don't know who a better Hindu is, that can be debated, but this kind of pivoting back to a center left versus center right is very good. Otherwise they were fighting from Hindu versus Nehruvian secularism. Right now there is much more of an even ground, which is very interesting for ideology, and I would request Bhavya ji to take a position especially on this. Will you condemn Udayanidhi Stalin, who was also spreading hatred?
Okay, it's a fair question to Bhavya, and also an interesting point that Rahul is speaking the language of faith to counter what he alleges is the BJP's bigotry. He is no longer distancing himself from the language of religion. That is a very important shift that Rahul Eshwar has spoken about. But Udayanidhi Stalin's point, the Sanatan Dharma comments that created so much chaos in the campaign, would you unequivocally condemn that? Does your freedom end where somebody else's faith is offended, Bhavya? And if we can unmute her, please, Bhavya. Bhavya, you might be muted at your end.
I would like to first talk about how the BJP spokesperson literally said Rahul Gandhi doesn't know some of the rituals, so he's not a Hindu. I mean, how narrow or shallow is your thinking? Do you even understand how diverse Hinduism is? I belong to South. I don't know any of the rituals that you just said, you just spoke about. We do go to Shivji's temple. We do a different kind of ritual. This just shows You are no one to give us certificates who we are or what Hindus we are. You have some parameters, you just want to check it and you want to give certificates. Sorry, it doesn't stand with us. So you better mind your words before you give any certificates to someone. All right? One second, let me finish. As an admirer of PM Modi, I would like to just see how disappointed he must be. Looking at how, one speech of Rahul Gandhi literally destroyed the mighty image artificially built. Because they were not expecting this. That Modi image is so fragile. And that is the outburst they have. That is exactly why they are attacking Rahul Gandhi. Because they know Rahul Gandhi just made one statement that Mr. Modi, RSS or BJP, they are not true Hindus. Because they don't understand Hinduism is about truth. Hinduism is about non-violence. Because Mr. Modi in his speeches, he always did divisive politics. He always spread hate. Whether it is, some of their leaders fought for communal riots. We all know about it. That was
Okay,
the
and
point
Uday, and do you believe that
you are very clear?
1 minute.
Yes, the admirer of Mr. Modi wants to divert the topic from the fact
Okay,
that
okay,
Mr.
you made your point. Okay, Bhavya, can you hear me?
By bringing it to Stalin statement.
Yeah.
But we have dissociated from that statement. We are not going to support that statement for sure. And I hope you're happy with that. But let's come back to Mr. Modi and how he was forced to get up twice to defend himself and got embarrassed in front of the whole nation. And today the whole nation is reiterating what Mr. Gandhi said. That
Okay. So I think she's answered the question.
Mr. Modi is not Hinduism. His mighty image is destroyed today. And better I think it's time you people accept that.
Okay, let's get responses. Let's get responses. Let's get responses. Rahul Eshwar, she has unequivocally said that she doesn't agree with what Udaynidhi Stalin said. Is that now that she's answered that, that's out of the way, right?
Two things. I respect her energy and vigor, but one humble submission: had the same thing been said about holy Islam or holy Christianity, people would have condemned. I'm happy that she at least dissociated and at least not, accepted it. That's good, but there is no outright condemnation. That's one thing for our people to see. Second, it's happy that it's going back to a center ground. Congress should have done it a long time ago because that entire space was left vacant and open. People like Pranab Mukherjee were sidelined, who were the soft Hindus, who could even say that Shankaracharya was arrested on a Diwali and this is what Indian secularism has come to. Or the space Shashi Tharoor handles right now. So that soft Hindu space was left and it was abdicated by Congress for a long time. If they are coming back, it is good for the nation at large. But please, we have to be very honest regarding this. It should not be lukewarm and it should not be temple runs.
Okay, let me, before Bhavya, let me just give the others a chance to respond and I'll come back to you. Dilip and Shahid have been waiting. Uske baad Ashwani ji. Dilip, let's look at the politics of it. Okay, I take Shahid's point that everything is not about politics, but a lot is about politics because if you do not have power, you cannot change things, right? So to that extent, Shahid bhai, you can have an ideological position, but politics asks compromise of you, it asks pragmatism of you, and we've seen the opposition trying to calibrate what is the best balance for us when it comes to issues of religion. Rahul Gandhi wasn't looking for balance in his speech today. He was absolutely strident. Is this just about one speech or is this a gear shift?
We need to look at elections like a cold shower. You get in there and you get out a changed person. So I think that Rahul Gandhi, certainly having been through this election, has come out as if he's just had a really bracing cold shower. He has seen the future and it is not about shirking, talking about the issues which they have been scared of dealing with frontally for a long time. But I think that, the image that remains actually is that of the speaker, the one who has got confounded and in a sense confined to his pen is actually the speaker. If you see today's parliamentary proceedings, you can see that here is a person who should be seen as a neutral umpire, and he has suddenly become the center of a new kind of debate about the proceedings and the procedures of parliament. Also, before I forget, Barkha, the person with whom you got the first ever exclusive interview with, Mahua Maitra, also gave a fiery speech where she also alluded to some of the issues that have been talked about just now. So I don't think we should forget that entirely.
No, I'm glad you made that point about Mahua Moitra, who said that I lost my uterus, I lost my home, but I have actually gained my freedom and I will continue speaking. A lot of which she said in our podcast, which is available in full on our platform if you have missed it. Shahid, you are wanting to add to that? Go ahead, Shahid bhai.
You see, what Rahul said today is also about politics. I mean, it's very pragmatic politics, because as I said in the very beginning, that it's the people of India who have spoken, that we don't want these issues to be put on a back burner. We want to talk about, they defeated those forces, those who were talking in terms of polarization, Hindu, Muslim, etc., etc. So from there, he has got the strength, and everybody have the strength that speak out, speak up. Hindus don't want this kind of polarization, this kind of negative politics. So that is, one point. The second is, I agree with Rahul Eshwar that yes, Rahul, the Congress has changed. And in fact, most of the secular parties have changed, moved away from Nehruan secularism to Gandhian secularism. And Gandhian secularism is the real Indian secularism. Nehruan secularism is a Western secularism where you separate state and church. But Gandhian secularism is where the church and the state, they move hand in hand, but give every equal opportunity, equal respect, equal playing field to every religion. And that's from where the Gandhi started. All the Muslims, they used to sit with him and sing Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. The Muslim League used to condemn those Muslim leaders like Maulana Azad, Maulana Muhammad Ali Jawhar and others for saying that they have become kafir because they are singing Ram Dhun. But they sang the Ram Dhun and they believed in it and they respected it. And today, if you in any Muslim area, in Muslim, even in a dargah, if you sing Ram Dhun, people listen to it and respect it. So that is the Gandhian secularism, because India, you cannot separate religion from state, and therefore it has to be a different kind of, and that's where I think Rahul Gandhi has learned and others must learn, and they must move ahead. That in a way is a victory for RSS. That is one advantage they have got. I can't say this is a victory for BJP, because BJP uses religion only for polarization, for politics. But
so you're saying this idea of cultural Hinduism is now permeated our politics, and to that extent, the RSS would be happy.
Yes, it should be happy, because, and it was the original idea. It's not the original idea of the RSS. It's the original idea of Mahatma Gandhi, who changed politics before Mahatma Gandhi. You see, before Mahatma Gandhi, the Gokhale's or Dadabhai Naoroji's Congress was a very westernized Congress. It was not rooted in India. For the first time, Mahatma Gandhi, and that's where Jinnah got very angry. Jinnah was a very westernized, Muslim or Indian. He didn't like the kind of politics Mahatma Gandhi was doing, and that is the kind of politics India needs. So we must go back. And
that's an important point. Yeah.
Yes.
I want Dilip just to add if you want to add a sentence, and then I'll come to you, Ashwani, Shahi, and we have to start taking last comments. Dilip. This idea of Rahul Gandhi going from being a member of what the BJP used to call the Khan Market gang, right? The elite, westernized, super urban, very far removed from faith, not culturally rooted. That's not the image that the Congress wants to present. It wants to present, another interesting thing, Shahid, when Avdesh Prasad, who was the Samajwadi Party leader who won Ayodhya, beating the BJP, when he took his oath, there were chants of Jai Shri Ram from the floor, and those chants were led by Samajwadi Party leaders. So something very interesting is happening of an attempt to appropriate, the BJP would say, this space, and the opposition saying it never belonged to you to begin with.
I think that the point you made, Barkha, was something that I was just going to focus on, which is that in this process, you have seen the transformation of parliamentary debate into one which actually has sparring on issues which we never discussed before. Otherwise, you would just have one side chanting. Now you have both sides chanting various things. So that's one. The second thing is that the image we have of parliament now is of a space where the voice of people can be heard. And Nehruvian, Gandhian, or utopian, whatever it may be, there is a change in the whole patwa of parliament. And that grammar having changed is actually good for India. And I think anyone who can learn it fast will have advantages.
अश्विनी जी, ये बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है दिलीप चेरियन और शाहिद भाई का, क्योंकि अगर आप ओथ टेकिंग भी देखें तो सबने अलग अलग बातें कही. किसी ने जय कृष्णा कहा, हेमा मालिनी, किसी ने जय हिंदू राष्ट्र कहा, किसी ने जय श्री राम कहा, किसी ने जय संविधान कहा. हालांकि शशि थरूर ने जब बोला तो स्पीकर ने उनको टोका. बट इन जनरल लोगों ने अलग अलग बातें कही और दिलीप चेरियन कह रहे हैं ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. दूसरा, पार्लियामेंट भी बदल गया है जहां पे धर्म की इतनी, मतलब धर्म और कल्चर की इतनी असर्शन शायद लैंग्वेज में नहीं थी, इतनी विजिबिलिटी नहीं थी जो आज नजर आती है. आप क्या बोलेंगे जब शाहिद भाई कहते हैं आरएसएस को तो खुश होना चाहिए, यही तो वो चाहते थे या चाहते हैं?
देखिए, बहुत अच्छी बात है दिलीप जी ने जो कहा, उसमें जय फिलिस्तीन भी किसी ने बोला था. तो हो सकता है कि अब ये भी जो अच्छी चीज है, अगर इसको अच्छा माना जाए तो जय फिलिस्तीन भी बोला गया था. खैर, अच्छी चीज है, सदन को ठीक से चलना चाहिए. जय कृष्णा बोलना, जय अल्लाह के नाम पर कुछ करना, यीशु के नाम पर कुछ करना, यहाँ पर हिंदू, हम जो है हिंदू और उसकी बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पर हिंदुस्तान की हम बात कर रहे हैं. मगर जो बात आज अभी हमारी यहाँ पर कांग्रेस की प्रवक्ता बोल रही है, मैं उस पर जवाब देने के लिए मैं बार बार आपसे अनुरोध कर रहा था. इन्होंने कहा राहुल गांधी जी ज्यादा हिंदुत्व को समझते हैं. अच्छी बात है. और इन्होंने कहा कि मैं साउथ से हूं, तो मैं तो कहता हूं कि मुझे लगता है कि साउथ के लोग कुछ जरूरत से ज्यादा जो है
हिंदुइज्म को समझते हैं, हिंदुत्व नहीं. ये इंटरचेंजेबल फ्रेजेस नहीं है. पर
भाई, अंग्रेजी में और हिंदी में कुछ अंतर हो तो मुझे बता दीजिए. हिंदुइज्म क्या होता है, हिंदुत्व क्या होता है, मुझे नहीं पता. अंग्रेजी में कुछ बड़ा सरल तरीके से कह दिया जाता है और हिंदी में उसको लोग गलत कहते हैं. अंग्रेजी में बहुत बड़े बड़े शब्दों को बड़ी सरलता से कह दिया जाता है, हिंदी में नहीं कहा जा सकता है जी. तो उन्होंने जो कहा उसकी बात कर रहा हूं. मैं कह रहा हूं कि मैं अभी साउथ जाता रहता हूं, बड़े रिचुअल्स होते हैं वहां पर. तो मैं नॉर्थ में कहीं नहीं देखा कि किसी के घर में बाहर जो है सुबह सुबह उठकर किसी ने जो है रंगोली बनाई हो, लेकिन साउथ में बनता है. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं, हमारी बहन कांग्रेस की हैं, उनको बताना चाहता हूं, देवघर में जो है राहुल गांधी जी वहां पर वो कर रहे थे, शंकर जी भगवान की देवघर में पूजा कर रहे थे, रुद्राभिषेक कर रहे थे. और उनको ये नहीं पता था कि वो जो दूध और पानी और फूल चढ़ाया जाता है वो कहाँ चढ़ाया जाता है. तो आप कैसे कह रही है कि हिंदुत्व और हिंदुइज्म को समझते हैं? वो जो हर आदमी शिवलिंग पर चढ़ाता है पानी और वो किनारे चढ़ा रहे थे, तो हम कैसे कह दें? उसके बाद क्यों नहीं आता? इसकी भी कारण है. जब जबरदस्ती कोई हिंदू बनने की कोशिश करेगा, कोई मुस्लिम, देखिए वसीम खान थे, जितेंद्र स्वामी बन गए, धर्म परिवर्तन हो गया उनका, दुनिया ने जाना. लेकिन राहुल गांधी जी का धर्म परिवर्तन कब भाई? फिरोज गांधी जी कौन थे? राजीव गांधी जी उसके बाद आए, उसके इंदिरा गांधी जी आई, वहां से इटली से आ गई सोनिया जी. तो ये हिंदू कब हुए, कब इनका धर्म परिवर्तन हुआ? वो डेट, वो तारीख बता दीजिए. और कोई भी हिंदू, मैं पैदा हुआ हूं, थोड़ा सा 10 सेकंड दीजिएगा, मैं पैदा हुआ हूं, मेरा गोत्र वत्स है और मैं मरूंगा तब तक मेरा गोत्र वत्स रहेगा, मैं हिंदू हूं. लेकिन राहुल गांधी जी जब ब्रह्मा जी के मंदिर में जाते हैं, कहते हैं, पुजारियों को बताना पड़ता है, वो पूछते हैं वत्स गोत्र पंच प्रवर, सब पूछा जाता है. तो उन्होंने कहा कि मैं दत्तात्रेय गोत्र का ब्राह्मण हूं. और महादेव के मंदिर उज्जैन में आने पर वो कहते हैं मैं कश्यप गोत्र का हूं. मतलब ये कहीं हिंदू नहीं है, उनके खून में हिंदू नहीं है, उनके दिमाग में हिंदू नहीं है. वो हिंदुत्व को जो है वो एक तरह से लालच देते हैं, हिंदुत्व से नफरत करते हैं. और वो एक नफरत का कारण होगा जब उनके पिताजी को पशुपतिनाथ मंदिर में नहीं जाने दिया गया था, उनकी दादी को जगन्नाथ मंदिर में नहीं जाने दिया गया था. इसका बदला लेते आए ये परिवार हिंदुत्व से नफरत करने के बाद. जी
ओके, ये आपने बहुत एक तरह से प्रोवोकेटिव बात कही है. आई लेट भाव्या रिस्पॉन्ड. Ashwani Shahi says that Rahul Gandhi may have told Modi that you're not a Hindu because you don't practice what he believes Hinduism stands for. Ashwani Shahi says the Gandhi family actually hates this faith. It's only a political front. What would you say?
Oh my God, his understanding of Hinduism is so shallow. राहुल गांधी या हम लोग हिंदू धर्म के, आपकी भाषा में भी, मेरी छूटी फूटी हिंदी में, मैं साउथ से हूँ, फिर भी आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए हिंदुत्व और हिंदू धर्म की फर्क, ठीक है? हिंदू धर्म का जो मौल्य है ना सर, वो हम फॉलो करते हैं। वही तो राहुल गांधी जी ने आज पार्लियामेंट में बात किया था इसी के बारे में। आप सिर्फ रिचुअल करते रहो, हम हमारे भगवान जो मौल्य बताए हैं ना हमारे भगवत गीता में और उनके लाइफ स्टोरीज में, जो शिव जी के फोटो दिखाया था राहुल गांधी जी ने आज, उसको फॉलो करते हैं। आप रिचुअल्स करो लेकिन वैल्यूज को फॉलो नहीं करते आप लोग। थोड़ा सा तो अपना दिमाग खोल के देखो। हिंदू धर्म बड़ा, बहुत बड़ा है सर, सब लोग अपने अपने रिचुअल्स करते हैं। ये बहुत शैलो है। आप ये बोल रहे हो कि उनको रिचुअल पता नहीं इसलिए वो हिंदू नहीं है, ये लोग हंसते आप पे। ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हैं? हम साउथ से हैं, कर्नाटक में किसी और, कर्नाटक में डिफरेंट you know cities have different kind of rituals. This is so shallow. Name calling like Khan Market, who don't know Hindu ritual and all of this, they just want to give a certificate. Who are you to give certificates? Who are you to call names? Who are you to tell us if we are Hindus or not? You know what? आप ठेकेदार नहीं हो हिंदू धर्म का, आप कोई नहीं हो हिंदू धर्म का, आप सेवियर्स नहीं हो हिंदू धर्म का। आपके आने के बाद ही आप लोगों ने कहा कि हिंदू धर्म अभी what there it is in danger. Before this everyone was peaceful, happy and they only thought they are Indians and सब लोग भाईचारे से रह रहे थे। आप आए, danger हुआ, हिंदू धर्म, you know, it was in danger. You took away
okay, this is okay, Bhavya. Okay, I take your point on no one. Okay, let me interject here. I take your point about no.
The true Hindu will always be acceptable of other religion. They're not gonna be biased.
Let's take a comment. Let me say. Okay, I need to speak now, Bhavya. I take your point about there's no one. I have an interesting comment from the audience, but before that, yes, you're right. Nobody should give certificates to anybody. But we can't also be rosy about कि पहले कुछ भी नहीं होता था. We have also seen even anti-Muslim riots that have taken place on the watch of the Congress, anti-Sikh riots, and then anti-Muslim riots have taken place in Gujarat. So let's not now paint history with a completely rose-tinted perspective. Now, a comment coming in very interesting. Let's take last comments on this from Rahul, and maybe Shahid and Dilip want to come in. By making religion the core of his speech, Rahul Gandhi is playing to the BJP's game instead of focusing on need, unemployment, and everyday issue of citizens. This speech was a futile exercise. Do you agree, Rahul? Eshwar, and then Shahid, and then Dilip? Yes.
Absolutely no. That particular comment is by some SFI and the left guy in the north. Nothing more than that. I mean, with due respect, no, that kind of attitude. See, there are left-wing issues, economic issues, NEET issues. Nobody is saying no. There are identity issues too. Only one my submission. I'm not a person who wears religion on my sleeve.
But Rahul Eshwar, there's another funny comment from Prasad who says Rahul has unintentionally got religion into the forefront, not only in Parliament but also in your show. The last 23 minutes of the discussion has been on Hinduism.
And that's very nice to, and that's very nice to Barkha ji, because we are the largest Hindu majority nation in the world, and we are also second or third largest Muslim majority nation too. Just one submission. See, the whole point is, I'm not a person who wears religion on my sleeve. I wear religion on my tattoo for a lifetime. But the equation is very simple. Too simple we miss. April 13, 1921, Mahatma Gandhi defined this flag in the best of the ways. He has written it down. Says saffron or reddish ochre for Hindus and Dharmic communities, white for Christians, Jews and other minority, green for Muslims. This is how Mahatma Gandhi wrote about our flag, and in 1946 he reiterated that too. See, the equation is very simple. It is harmony. Even RSS has Muslim Rashtriya Manch, Isai Rashtriya Manch, because India is all about plus, Hindu plus Muslim plus Christian plus Jew plus non-believer plus socialist plus, all the pluses are what makes India. And it is very good BJP and Congress is fighting, because the fight will be on a centrist pitch and will be more regarding harmony, especially since BJP is trying to reach out to Christian communities in Kerala and South and all. Let them all add to and reach out to all communities. It is good for India.
I have to close. Shahid and Dilip, if you have 30 seconds on what you've heard both politicians say. Yes, Barkha, go ahead, Shahid.
Barkha, it is not Rahul Gandhi who talked about Hinduism in his whole speech. He talked about the farmers, he talked about NEET, he talked about the Agniveer. It is you, it is the media who is only focusing on his.
Come on. You
Sentence.
really
Don't blame
think,
him.
you
Please
really,
don't blame him. Don't blame him.
You
It's the
really,
media
I'm
who
not
always
blaming,
talks Hindu Muslim.
hang
So
on,
that is where you are
hang on.
focusing, and unfortunately, but that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth, and that's why it seems as if Rahul
Let me
Gandhi
say
only
something.
spoke about
अरे
Hindu
यार,
Muslim.
let me say something.
Yes,
शाहिद भाई,
yes.
एक चीज बोलने दीजिए मुझे. You've been such a senior journalist before you've been a politician. You really think Rahul Gandhi stands up and says to the Prime Minister, "Aap Hindu nahi hai," and there'll be any other headline out of that speech? Come on.
Yes. Of course, that is he said that, and but that,
Yes.
to say that he did not talk about the real issues is not correct. That is the point I'm making. He attacked him on this issue. He said, "You do not represent real Hinduism. I represent real Hinduism." That's what he said. But you see, what I think is that in your last debate, I said Indian politics has changed with this election. The speaker has to realize that he is no more the old Om Birla. Modi has to realize that he cannot be the Modi of 2019, and Rahul Gandhi is no more Rahul Gandhi of the past 20 years. So it's a different parliament's a different issue, and we will all have to, and media will also have to understand that the issues they have been taking up for last 10 years, doing nothing but talking about the Hindu Muslim all the time, will not work anymore. You have to take up other issues. People want change, and that change must come.
Dilip, last word.
To shift from the shower metaphor, this is a bit, Parliament has been a bit like a couple who's sleeping at night and both are having a fight over possession of the razai. Okay, so I think the tug of war, and the only news point, as you said, is the fact that Rahul has, in a sense, tugged and got a bit of the space that he wanted under that razai, which is titled whatever you may want to title it, religiosity, communalism, whatever it is. But the big issue is that, remember that all the issues that Rahul Eshwar very kindly dispensed towards the left are issues which have to come up and feature as Parliament begins actual sessions. So I think, in a sense, today, Rahul Gandhi's objective, in some sense, was to establish himself as a leader of the opposition who counts for something. If that was the purpose, it was fulfilled.
Okay, it will be interesting to see the Prime Minister's response tomorrow as he wraps up the debate on the President's address. I hope we'll have many of you or some of you back with us. Dilip, Shahid, Rahul, and to Bhavya and Ashwani ji, thank you. And to our audience, thank you, and see you tomorrow. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.